Rain hammered against the hospital windows as Nina Rodriguez pressed her hand against her swollen belly. Contractions ripped through her body every 3 minutes now. She gripped the bed rail, teeth clenched, willing herself to breathe through the pain. "You're doing great," the nurse said, checking the monitors. 8 centimeters. "Won't be long now," Nina nodded, unable to speak. 2 years. She'd been alone for 2 years, carrying this secret, building a life without him. And now, on the night her daughter would finally enter the world, she felt his absence like a physical wound. The emergency department doors slammed open below. Someone was shouting orders through the pain-fogged haze. Nina heard footsteps racing past her room. "Wellington, what are you doing here?" Dr. Hayes' voice cut through the chaos. Her blood turned to ice. "There's been an accident." A man's voice responded, deep, familiar, impossible. "My assistant was bringing documents." Her car flipped on the interstate. "Where is she?" "Jasper." Nina's heart stopped. After everything, after the abandonment and the silence and the night she'd cried herself to sleep, he was here. 20 feet away, separated only by a hospital wall. Another contraction seized her. She gasped, and the sound carried into the hallway. The voices stopped. Footsteps approached her door. "You can't go in there," a nurse protested, but the door swung open anyway. Jasper Wellington stood in the doorway. His expensive suit was rain-soaked, his dark hair disheveled, his eyes locked onto hers. Then they dropped to her enormous belly. The color drained from his face. Nina. She wanted to scream at him, to curse him, to demand where he'd been. But another contraction hit, stronger than before, and all that came out was a cry of pain. "Out!" She managed between gasps. He didn't move. His gaze was fixed on her stomach, his expression shifting from shock to something she couldn't read. "How far along?" I said, "Get out." Dr. Hayes appeared behind Jasper, gently pulling him back. "Mr. Wellington, your assistant is in surgery. You need to wait in the family room." But Jasper's eyes never left Nina's face. 8 months? He asked, his voice breaking. 9. The nurse tried to close the door. Jasper's hand shot out, stopping it. "Is it mine?" The question hung in the air like a blade. Nina met his gaze, her own eyes blazing with fury and pain, and something deeper. "You gave up the right to ask me anything the morning you disappeared." His face crumpled. "Nina, I can explain. Too late." Another contraction. She screamed. The medical team surged forward, pushing Jasper out. The door slammed shut, but through the window. Nina could see him standing there, hands pressed against the glass, watching her with an expression of absolute devastation. And in that moment, despite everything, despite the abandonment and the lies and the 2 years of silence, a small, traitorous part of her heart whispered, "He came back." The cry of a newborn shattered the sterile silence. Jasper's legs nearly gave out. He pressed his forehead against the cold window, watching as nurses moved around Nina's bed. He caught a glimpse of a tiny, squirming bundle being placed on her chest. A baby. His baby, Mr. Wellington. Dr. Hayes stood beside him, his expression unreadable. "Your assistant is out of surgery. Stable. You should go see her." "I need to talk to Nina." "That's not a good idea right now." "I don't care." Jasper turned to face the doctor. "I just found out I'm a father. I need answers." Dr. Hayes studied him for a long moment. "You hurt her badly, didn't you?" "I did what I had to do. That's what men always say." The doctor walked away. Jasper waited. Minutes stretched into an hour. Finally, the delivery room door opened. A nurse emerged carrying linens. "How is she?" Jasper asked. The nurse's expression was cold. "She's fine. The baby's healthy. 7 pounds, 3 ounces. Can I see them?" She said no. The words hit him like a physical blow. "Please, I just need 5 minutes." She said if you're still here when she wakes up, she'll have security remove you. The nurse started to walk away, then stopped. "You know what she said when her daughter was born?" She said, "I did it alone, just like everything else." Jasper's chest tightened. "I can explain why I left." "Can you explain why you never called?" "Never texted. Never checked if she was okay. The nurse's voice dripped with contempt. Men like you are all the same. You take what you want and disappear. She walked away before he could respond. Jasper stood in the empty hallway, rain still drumming against the windows. He made a decision 2 hours later. Nina woke to find her hospital room filled with flowers. Not the cheap grocery store kind, but rare orchids and peonies. Expensive arrangements that cost more than most people's rent. And sitting in the chair beside her bed, holding her sleeping daughter with surprising gentleness, was Jasper. Get away from her. Nina tried to sit up, but her body was weak from delivery. Her name, Jasper said softly, not looking up from the baby's face. What's her name? That's none of your business. She has my eyes. Yes. His voice cracked. She has my mother's nose. Put her down now. Finally, he looked at her. His eyes were red raw. I never knew, Nina. I swear to God, I never knew you were pregnant, 'cause you left. Because you vanished like I was nothing. I left because I had to protect you. The words exploded out of him. Silence crashed down between them. Nina stared at him. What? Jasper carefully placed the baby in the bassinet, then turned to face her fully. His hands were shaking. The morning I left, I got a call from the FBI. They'd been investigating my business partner, Marcus Chen, for months. Money laundering, fraud, connections to people who hurt anyone who got in their way. He ran his hand through his hair. Marcus found out I was cooperating with the investigation. He threatened you, Nina. He sent me photos of you leaving work, walking to your car, asleep in your apartment.
Oh, Nina.
Nina's blood ran cold. He said if I didn't back off, he'd make you disappear. So I did the only thing I could think of. Jasper's voice dropped to a whisper. I cut you out of my life completely. Made it look like you meant nothing to me. I thought if he believed you were just another woman I'd gotten bored with, he'd leave you alone. You're lying. I'm not. He pulled out his phone, scrolling to a folder of saved emails. Police reports. Threatening messages. Photos of Nina from 2 years ago. She felt sick. Investigation wrapped up 6 months ago. Marcus is in federal prison, but by then I figured you'd moved on, built a new life. I thought it was better to let you go than drag you back into my mess. His eyes met hers. I never stopped thinking about you. I never stopped loving you. You should have told me. Tears streamed down Nina's face. You should have trusted me, I know. I was pregnant and alone and terrified. And you were out there thinking you were protecting me by breaking my heart, I know. You missed everything. The ultrasounds, the first kick, every single moment, I know. Jasper's voice shattered. And I can never get that back. But I'm here now, Nina. If you'll let me, I want to be here for both of you. Nina looked at her daughter, sleeping peacefully, unaware of the storm around her. Her name is Maya, she whispered. Maya Grace Rodriguez. It's beautiful. You don't get to be her father just because you showed up, Jasper. You don't get to waltz back in after 2 years and play house. I know that too. Then what do you want? He moved closer, dropping to his knees beside her bed. I want a chance to prove I'm not the man who left. I want to earn your trust again. I want to be the father Maya deserves and the man you needed me to be 2 years ago. Nina closed her eyes. Every instinct screamed at her to say no, to protect herself, to keep him away from the life she'd built from the ashes of his abandonment. But when she opened her eyes and saw the raw, desperate hope in his face, she felt something shift inside her. Ain't one chance, she said. You get one chance. And if you hurt us, if you disappear again, I will make sure you never see either of us again. Do you understand? I understand. Good, now, get out. I need to rest. Jasper stood slowly. At the door, he paused. Thank you, Nina, for Maya, for this chance, for not giving up on me completely. After he left, Nina picked up her daughter and held her close, breathing in that sweet newborn smell. Your father's a complicated man, baby girl, she whispered. Let's hope he's worth the trouble. In the hallway, Jasper leaned against the wall and finally let himself cry. 3 weeks later, Jasper stood in Nina's modest apartment, holding Maya while Nina showered. The space was nothing like his penthouse, tiny and cluttered with baby supplies. but it felt more like home than anywhere he'd lived. "You're good with her," Nina said, emerging with damp hair. "I've been reading books. Watching videos? I want to do this right." She watched him rock Maya gently, humming something soft. For a moment, she let herself imagine what it could have been like if he'd never left. If they'd done this together from the beginning. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Congratulations on the baby. Jasper looks happy. Would be a shame if something happened to ruin that." Nina's hands went numb. The phone clattered to the floor. "Nina?" Jasper looked up, alarmed. "What's wrong?" She couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe? He handed Maya to her and picked up the phone. His face went white as he read the message. "No." The word came out strangled. No. He's in prison. Marcus is in prison. Who sent this?" "I don't know." Jasper was already dialing. But Marcus had partners. People who owed him favors. "You said it was over. You said we were safe." "I thought we were. I swear I thought we were." Nina clutched Maya tighter. "Get out, Nina, please. You brought this into our lives. Again, get out. I'm not leaving you unprotected. You are the danger, Jasper. Don't you see? As long as you're here, we're targets." Her words hit him like a slap. He stood frozen, Maya's blanket still in his hands. "I'll fix this," he said quietly. "I'll find out who sent that message. I'll end this."
"How?"
"By disappearing again. By doing whatever it takes to keep you both safe." He moved to the door, then stopped. "I love you, Nina. I love both of you. And I won't let anyone hurt you. Not again." The door closed behind him. Nina sank to the floor, holding her daughter, wondering if she'd just made the biggest mistake of her life by letting him in. For 3 days, Nina heard nothing. No calls, no texts, no flowers. Just silence, broken only by Maya's soft breathing and the paranoia that made her check every window, every shadow. On the 4th day, Detective Sarah Chen appeared at her door. "Ms. Rodriguez? I'm Detective Chen. I need to talk to you about Jasper Wellington." "What happened? Is he hurt?" "No, but I need you to come with me. It's about the threatening message you received." At the station, Detective Chen led her into an interview room. She placed a folder on the table between them. "What do you know about Jasper's business dealings, Ms. Rodriguez?" "Just what he told me. That his partner was arrested for fraud." "Did he tell you he was offered immunity in exchange for his testimony?" "Yes." "Did he tell you the conditions of that immunity?" Nina's mouth went dry. "What conditions?" Detective Chen opened the folder. Inside were surveillance photos. Jasper meeting with men in expensive suits. Jasper signing documents. Jasper shaking hands with people who looked like they'd never smiled in their lives. 6 months ago, the investigation into Marcus Chen collapsed. Key evidence disappeared. Witnesses recanted. Marcus walked free on a technicality. "What does this have to do with Jasper?" "Everything." Detective's eyes were hard. 3 days ago, we picked up chatter, suggesting Jasper made a deal. He gave Marcus his information about the investigation in exchange for protection. For you, the room tilted. "That's not possible. We have recordings, Ms. Rodriguez. Jasper sold out the prosecution to keep you safe. He committed obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and conspiracy. He's looking at 15 years minimum." Nina couldn't breathe. "Where is he?" "We don't know. He disappeared the same day you received that message. We believe he's trying to flee the country." "No, he wouldn't leave Maya. He wouldn't leave us again, wouldn't he?" Detective Chen leaned forward. "He left you once before. What makes you think this time is different?" Nina stood on shaking legs. "I need to go. I need to think. If he contacts you, you need to call me immediately. He's dangerous, Ms. Rodriguez. Whatever you think you know about him, you're wrong." Nina drove home in a daze. She fed Maya, changed her, put her down for a nap. Then she sat in the nursery, staring at nothing, trying to process what she'd learned. Jasper had betrayed the law to protect her. had committed crimes that would destroy his life. And now he was gone. Again, her phone rang. Unknown number? Hello? Nina. Jasper's voice was rough, exhausted. Don't hang up, please. Where are you? Somewhere safe. Did the police talk to you? They told me what you did. They told me you're running. Silence on the other end. Then, I'm not running. I'm finishing this. What does that mean? Marcus isn't the top. He never was. There's someone else. Someone who's been pulling the strings this whole time. Someone who wants me dead because I know too much. Who? Detective Sarah Chen. Nina's blood turned to ice. What? She's Marcus's sister. She's been covering for him for years, feeding him information, sabotaging investigations. When I found out, I made copies of everything. Evidence of her corruption, her crimes. I was going to turn it over to the FBI, but she got to the local police first. Made me look like the criminal. I don't believe you, Nina. Listen to me. You're in danger. She knows I care about you. She knows you're my weakness. You need to take Maya and go somewhere safe. Right now. If you're innocent, why are you hiding? Because she'll kill me before I can prove it. And then she'll come for you to tie up loose ends. Nina's hands were shaking. How do I know you're not lying? How do I know this isn't just another excuse? You don't. His voice broke. You have to choose to trust me. Just like I should have trusted you 2 years ago. A noise outside. Nina moved to the window. A black sedan was parked across the street. Detective Chen sat behind the wheel, watching her apartment. Jasper, Nina whispered. She's here. Get Maya and go out the back, Jasper said urgently. There's a fire escape. Take it down to the alley. I'll meet you at the coffee shop 3 blocks east. What are you going to do? What I should have done 2 years ago. I'm going to end this. The line went dead. Nina grabbed Maya from the nursery, threw essentials into a bag, and headed for the fire escape. Her hands shook as she climbed down, Maya strapped to her chest. The alley was dark and smelled of rain. She ran. 15 minutes later, she burst into the coffee shop. Jasper was already there, sitting in the back corner. When he saw her, relief flooded his face. Thank God. He pulled her into his arms, Maya between them. I thought I'd lost you. What's happening, Jasper? He pulled out a flash drive. Everything's on here. Video evidence of Chen taking bribes, recorded conversations with Marcus, financial records showing years of corruption. I'm sending copies to the FBI, the state attorney general, every news outlet in the city. By morning, she'll be finished. Then why are we running? Because cornered animals are the most dangerous. He cupped her face with his hands. Nina, I need you to listen very carefully. Take Maya and go to my lawyer's office. His name is Robert Martinez. He knows you're coming. He'll keep you safe until this is over. What about you? I'm going to turn myself in. To the real FBI, not the local police Chen controls. I'm going to testify against her. Clear my name. Then we'll go together. No. His voice was firm. If something goes wrong, if Chen gets to me before I can reach the FBI, I need to know you and Maya are protected. That you're somewhere she can't touch you. Nina's eyes filled with tears. You're saying goodbye? I'm saying I love you? Both of you. And I'm sorry for every moment I wasn't there. Every moment I chose wrong. Jasper, I was a coward 2 years ago. I thought disappearing would keep you safe, but all it did was hurt you. He pressed his forehead to hers. I'm not running anymore, Nina. Whatever happens next, I face it head on. For you, for Maya, for the life we should have had. Don't do this. Don't be a hero. I'm not being a hero. I'm being a father. And fathers protect their children no matter the cost. He kissed her then, deep and desperate, a kiss that tasted like goodbye and promises and hope all mixed together. Then he kissed Maya's forehead. Tell her I loved her, he whispered. Tell her I tried, Jasper, wait. What? But he was already gone. Disappearing into the night, Nina stood frozen, holding her daughter, watching through the window as Jasper walked toward a future she couldn't control. 48 hours later, the news broke. Detective Sarah Chen, arrested on corruption charges. Federal investigation exposing years of criminal conspiracy. Marcus Chen's conviction reinstated, sentence extended. And Jasper Wellington, key witness, granted immunity in exchange for his testimony. Nina watched the news in Robert Martinez's office, Maya asleep in her arms. The door opened. Jasper walked in, bruised but alive, his eyes finding hers immediately. She didn't say anything. She just stood and walked into his arms. "Is it over?" she asked against his chest. "It's over. Promise me something. Anything. Promise me no more secrets. No more sacrifices. No more disappearing to protect me. From now on, we face everything together." He pulled back to look at her. "Together," he agreed, "no matter what comes." 6 months later, Jasper stood in his newly remodeled kitchen. Maya balanced on his hip while Nina made breakfast. Sunlight streamed through the windows of their modest home, the one they'd chosen together. Not his penthouse. Not her tiny apartment. Something new. Something theirs. "She smiled at me," Jasper said, wonder in his voice. A real smile. Nina looked over and felt her heart expand. This wasn't the fairy tale ending she'd imagined 2 years ago. It was messier, harder, built on broken pieces carefully glued back together. But it was real, and it was theirs. And it was enough. "I love you," Jasper said, meeting her eyes over their daughter's head. "I know," Nina replied. "Don't make me regret it." He laughed, the sound bright and free. "I'll spend the rest of my life making sure you don't." Outside, the world turned. Inside, a family learned to breathe together. Imperfect, scarred, but whole. The end.